And we're live from Stockholm, Sweden, with another report from the penultimate round of Rilton Cup. So it's really starting to come to an end. And actually, the live broadcast from the Cup, I think, ended like 10 minutes ago because there was one game that carried on for a long time. And let's just go to the results and we can see which one it was. It was this one on board 2. Very exciting that where Sergei Volkov tried to win an endgame with a rook and a bishop against a single rook, but Asheni managed to defend that. Yeah, that was well done. Looked very solid actually. But of course, the most important result is that Elshan Muradiabadi defeated Dimitri Kollars on board 1, and he is now in the sole lead for the last round. So let's just check a little bit on the other results. So Nikita Meshkos, the last player with the 5.5, also drew his game against Kyle Kolauts. And then we had a few or 2 5-pointers that won their games. One was Shardul Gagare from India, and then our own main man, Tigerhilla Persson. So he is just half a point behind Elshan now. And Milton Panzer drew his game. Very nice. And then we also had some good results here for the Swedish player. Khan Kushkuksari drew his game. Drasen won his game. And yeah, I think I'm not sure if he can get a Grandmaster norm, but I think the IM norm for Drasen is already done. Martin Lukander also won his game. Let's just check on the standings for the last round so we can like that. So yes, Elshan is half a point before group of 3 players, Nikita, Tiger and Shardul. So it's probably one of these who will be the winner. Could be a Swedish victory. That would be very nice. Looking forward to that. So I forgot to mention which games we were going to focus on in the analysis. We're going to have a look at the game on board 1. And we're also going to have a look at Tiger's game. So we're going to start with the one between Dimitri and Elshan. Let's bring that up. So this was a very back and forth game. Very sharp, lots of tactics, and perhaps especially missed tactics. And I unfortunately am not in a state to be able to evaluate all of these positions. So we're just gonna go to a point where I have the look at the position a little bit closer. So let's get to this one. So already here, white is up a pawn. He has taken this pawn on h6 mainly, but black has some very active pieces. And actually, but this move, bishop f6, was a blunder by black. And there were, I think, 2 moves that were really good for white. One is c4, and the other one is f3. Let's just have a look at what happens on f3. So the idea here is that this knight has some issues moving. For example, if it goes back here, then the bishop on f6 is hanging. That's the main point, and if it goes here, then you can take it, and then the bishop is hanging again. Oh no, perhaps not in this variation. Maybe it is some other move, because there was a check here I had missed. What can it be then on this one? Feels like there should be something. Or can we find... Yeah, this was a tricky one. But what I saw was recommended was, I believe it was this move, and then back, and this, and then white gets to take that pawn. Oh well, let's continue a bit further, because then it was black who actually missed something. In this position, black played rook b3, but there seems to have been this move, bishop h2 check, king goes to h1, and now there's a very scary threat to at some point take on f2, which would be mate. But currently it is protected by the queen, and the idea is that you would like to play knight e5, attacking the queen, forcing it to move somewhere. But if you do that now, then the knight is hanging. You need to prepare it, and then you find this move, rook b4, protecting the knight from this direction, which now threatens knight e5. And white is really suffering here. I really like this move, rook b4. It did not come naturally to me. Like, I could look at this check, but I would not probably see rook b4. Maybe if you understand the idea that you need to protect this knight to be able to play knight e5, maybe you can find this move. So bishop, rook b3, bishop d3, bishop d4, and now came bishop e3, wanting to exchange this bishop, and also of course protecting f2. And now Dmitry chose to take with the queen, which ran into this move, knight c3, attacking some pieces here, but mainly attacking the queen. And I think it was probably better to take with the pawn. But of course you're weakening your pawn, and maybe I think he must have seen this move, but it was in like the move 40. So it's right there where you get more time, and at the end of the time scramble that they probably had, judging by the play of their previous move. I guess they were pretty short on time. So let's see. I took the rook on e7, had to give up the queen, and then he took back knight, but chose to take it with the knight, which gives up this pawn on b2, which might have been unnecessary. Perhaps you could have taken on with a pawn instead, and you would have two connected pass pawns, which might have given white some better chances. I think it was a bit unnecessary, but of course this knight is not very active here. It's helping protecting this pawn, and perhaps helping it to get to c5, but the white king might get attacked, and then it would be nicer to have the knight on this side of the board. Perhaps that was the reasoning behind taking with the knight. Let's see, h5. Didn't want to protect the pawn, instead trying to create some counterplay here, some weaknesses against the black king. Knight e5, attacking the bishop. We're just gonna go through this because black has a winning position here, and we're gonna just see the end tactic that finished the game. So it was here. So white is threatening the queen, but Elshan found this beautiful move. Rook takes e2, and now white resigned. But if white would take this back, there would be knight f4 threatening to take either of the rook, depending on where the king goes. If it goes to f2, maybe you take this rook, or perhaps you always take this. Yeah. So back and forth game. Could have gone either way, it felt like, at least there in before move 40. Let's have a look at a much cleaner game, or the rook end game that Tiger Hillar Persson played against Chandra Prasad Dulipala. So we're gonna skip ahead to move 40. Here. No. Here. So white, this was move 40. King f4. White is threatening checkmate with either the rook or the queen here. So black was forced to go for this endgame. Queen g5, queen takes, king takes. And white is 2 pawns up, but this pawn is hanging. So black is going to regain a pawn here. Black decided to play king g7. And now I think Tiger showed some really good understanding of this position and played e5, preventing f6. But also with an idea that we will see how Tiger utilized later in the game. So rook takes b4, b2, rook b8, b3, f4, rook a2, and now this brilliant move by Tiger, e6. So what's the idea here? So the pawn is threatening to just promote. So you need to somehow stop it, prevent it from going further. If you take it, then black could end up in a horrible endgame. Could perhaps start with taking this one, and then checking, and then the king has to go back. And now this looks very good for white. I would assume it's winning, but I felt that was very promising, at least. And then we had the alternative that black decided to go for f6 with check. So white must move the king e4, very natural, better perhaps than this square. Rook e2, now trying to stop this pawn, and then Tiger gets the dream position for his rook, namely behind the pawn. I think I mentioned it before, that if you can choose where you want this rook, you want it behind the pawn or beside the pawn. But behind the pawn is even better than beside it. You usually don't want it in front of the pawn. And the reason for this, we will see what happens. So rook a6, king f3, king a5, and now we're starting to see that this rook is running out of squares. It currently only has 3 squares here. And then white just needed to maneuver the king over to the other side of the board, and then the rook had to move away eventually, and decided to go in this position to perhaps take the pawn and then sacrifice the rook on this pawn, but black is not fast enough, so black resigned in this position. Let's have a quick look at what could happen. And then in this position, white is have more than enough time to go and stop this pawn with this idea of bringing the king back. So very nice, e6. I thought it could be very instructive how Tiger played this. Because of course he had like 1 pawn more here, but it's not always so easy to know how to really get the best edge in these and rook endgames. Very nice. Let's see if they have managed to get any pairings up. Since there was one game that was very long. Oh, we have pairings. That's fantastic. So who's playing Elshan? It's Volkov. Alright, and Elshan has white. I don't know if I should give predictions, but I would predict a draw in this game. But I'm not sure how brave Elshan is feeling and what are the tiebreakers that are, or how his tiebreakers are. Oh well, this I think would be a fighting game between Arsheni and Nikita Meshkov. Looking forward to that. And also Tiger has white. Tiger usually plays a lot of fighting chess. So yeah, very exciting games here, and I think unfortunately for everyone at 5.5, they have to take a back seat in the next round because it's all gonna be on what happens on the top 3 boards. But we can just check what we have. The Swedish player Lokander is playing Ionov Sergey, and Drazen is playing Lars Oskar Hauge. Rilton is playing Luis Ernesto Quesada Perez. Fantastic. Ja, and also see Erik Blomqvist here against Tor Fredrik Kassen. Yeah. Ta en Kushkuksari. Yeah, alright. Still a lot of Swedish excitement to look forward to, but we're all rooting for Tiger tomorrow. Good luck. And for those Wasabi fans, we are also rooting for Nikita Meshkovs. Yes, of course. So tomorrow, the live broadcast will start at 12 because the round starts at 12. And Anna Kramling is going to be joined by Swedish Grandmaster Harry Schüssler. So look forward to that. And yeah, see you tomorrow